authentic self for the stream. Okay?
No, you don't make the bad jokes on stream. You only say them off.
I mean, you say that, but Nick, you don't bring your authentic self on stream.
True, you don't.
That's true.
I've heard you off stream, okay?
Yeah.
And that's you tempered.
Yeah, that's no,
so,
and off
like-
stream, that's him on Zoom. Wait
that's what I'm
until the
saying.
computer's off. So, though granted, very tame yesterday when we were at what's it called, Breezy Acres?
Yeah, breezy
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But
When we're at that place, you were very, very tame, but we're also surrounded by families, so you know.
yes, yeah. Well, when
It's
I
like
have my
being on
child
stream.
with me, I'm the best version of myself, and then
It-
you all have to deal with the leftovers.
I'm used to that. So I just figured you were saving it all up. You were scraping the bottom of those emotional barrel just to the moment that you had your daughter. And then you're just like, you get all of it and just you. But, you know, usually around the kids, Brittany is the most foul mouthed. Like she cusses so often. I'm like, Britt, what are you doing?
I can't
like,
judge. I'm
Clean it
pretty
up.
bad.
I do have a hard time like with that. I swear like a sailor all the time. So, but I do that
it's
at work
easy.
too, which oddly enough doesn't get me in trouble.
No, my work,
Look.
they swear a lot as well at my job. A lot.
I've struggled many years to fix my normal vocabulary, okay? Because, you know, the early days of the internet were a wild time. What you'd say to people.
Early days of the internet. Wait, hold on. Are you trying to tell me about the early days of the internet?
Sorry, the middle days. Is that better, Scott? Does that satisfy your boomer ass? Okay.
I was like,
All I
wait,
gotta-
did I just get told about the times of the internet when he wasn't born, when I was like 7?
My
The
early days of
of the
the
internet.
okay?
So let me tell you about waiting for buffering on JPEG form. Okay, that's the early days of the
Okay.
internet.
Like, all right. Sorry, I meant like 14. Okay.
Like you realize To Catch a Predator was for us. Like it was to
I'm
it was to
aware.
catch the people trying to get us. You know, you guys already
Listen.
had the safeguards. You already had the TV shows to protect you. We found out the hard way.
Look, okay. It's you know what I meant, okay? I'm using the early days as a
So when was
reference
the
point for my
last
life.
time you grabbed an AOL CD-ROM out of the mailbox and loaded it in so you could just get 10,000 minutes of fucking internet? When was the last time you did it, Sal?
You sound a little mad. Okay.
That was the
Take
early
a pill,
days of the
Grandpa.
internet. Okay.
Yeah,
Watch your
Oh.
blood pressure, buddy, okay?
that's right there. How many games did you have that you could only run in DOS?
Oh god. 0.
Yes.
Because DOS wasn't a thing anymore.
To be fair, DOS went away when we were very young. Before we were teenagers, DOS wasn't a thing anymore. But actually, funny enough, you mentioned the blood pressure thing. So Rory left last night with my mom to go to Maine for a few days. And so she leaves. We're talking not even 2 minutes later. Brittany's like, so we're ordering Chinese food, right? And I was like, I was about to cook dinner. So we ordered Chinese food. And then I had to hop on a call with Steve real quick. And she's like, do you want to go get me ice cream? And then I go to the location. Of course, the exact one she wanted, they were sold out at the store. So I had to go to another store to get it. So yet last night I had Chinese food and ice cream. So today I wake up, I clearly had more than enough calories and I'm good for a while. So I finally had lunch at breakfast at 3 p.m. It was the leftover Chinese food. And then I had for dinner the ice cream. So blood pressure is not too far off today.
No, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. It's
That's horrible.
ooh, yeah. You can like feel it, you know? You ever get those, Nick, when you eat bad for 3 days and you're just like, I feel that. I
Oh
feel it.
yes, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And when you can start feeling your teeth pulsing, that's when you know like maybe I should slow down, drink some water.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I've had
It's
a
funny
bad
too-
time because of the first day of classes sucked because it was like 90 degrees outside with 85% humidity.
I mean, I want to say I'm sorry, but you chose North Carolina.
I didn't choose this state, okay?
Bro, your parents would have been
was
happy for you to
dragged
get
here.
into any good college. Your parents would have been happy you got into. You could have applied to Harvard, or you know,
Yeah.
hell, you could
And
have
then-
even slummed it at Brown. But no, you chose North Carolina.
Yeah, I chose my state so I didn't have like actually $200,000 of debt. My bad.
Okay, well, you
Oh,
could have
I don't
also
wanna
chose
talk
like
about
URI.
I don't
Ugh.
know. Student debt has me angry right now. I'm gonna
Only because Joe Biden has been dangling a carrot in front of you for like.
Well, they just leaked that there's going to be a cap, and guess who's like? I mean, I'm a little above the cap, but
No, pay it down quick. Just get under the cap, quick.
I can't adjust my AGI that much.
Look.
I would try, but I'm like, oh, that's great. I can pay all this tax money and not still be able to buy a house because interest rates are now scoring sky high. We were just talking about it. I'm like, I'll just throw money down on the down payment. I'm not going to have to pay off all my student loans. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. But no, did you realize your counter argument was I don't want to adjust my API? I would say AGI. Do you realize that was your counter? Like, oh, hold on. Oh, my daughter's trying to say good night to me.
Well,
hold on 1 second.
Look, I'm a good left-leaning individual, except for when I file my taxes and then I go full Repub and buy like a month.
Yeah.
So,
AGI,
not API.
I get to hear all about this student loan forgiveness, knowing it doesn't apply to me at all. So there's that.
That's fair. But you were warned.
I was warned, yeah, but it's not like I had much of choice. Had to go to a school.
And yeah, it kills me. It took me 7 years of selling my soul to get where I am.
It sucks. I'm gonna have to do a couple years of that too, I'm sure.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, you'll try not to, and then you'll be like, I actually want things. And then...
like, look, as long as I'm not working for like, I don't know, like a U.S. military contractor, I'm pretty fine with it.
So you don't want to make any money at all?
well, luckily,
why don't you just go teach?
Luckily, I can work for banking. Okay.
That's worse.
No, I mean, it's not great, but hey, we got
I mean, the military just kills people. Bankers live them.
Look, not a lot of options out here. Okay. Data science isn't a diverse career.
Yeah, it is. Data science is huge.
Yeah. But you don't got a lot of good choices.
You just got to use everyone's stolen data from all the metrics and tracking that gets pumped into every piece of technology.
True.
You know?
True. Can't wait for it. Learning about data mining, actually. I'm in a data mining class right now. So watch out, guys. I'll mine your data. It's not how that works, but, you know. It's kind of how that works. It'll probably be a good class, though. Probably a very useful class for my career path.
Hey, data mining. You mean trying to unfuck a shitty database that originally started in Excel?
No, that's not. Well, I guess you could consider that data mining because you're trying to analyze the data by making it legible once again. But can you clear my cookies? I'll send them. Send you by computer? Yeah, sure, Rosin. Send them over.
Roz, you have a problem. All right.
Roz is joking, I think.
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, could be Scott's here. I think Scott knows how. I think he knows how to clear cookies. But let's pretend he doesn't because it's more funny that way. Oh, VLDL? I don't think I watched that sketch then. They're good though, they're funny.
It's okay. We all know Roz sings for self. It's fine.
So it also sucks because I got mosquito bites because I live in North Carolina and it's humid as fuck. But I got 3 mosquito bites all around my Achilles.
That's what Legos are good for. You just scratch them right off of a Lego. It's fantastic.
Well, they suck because they irritate every single time I move my foot. If I rotate my ankle at all, they stretch and they are irritated.
Yeah, that's why you just pull them off.
I don't want to do that. That sounds horrifying. That's funny, Roz.
That is funny, but also wasteful of chocolate chip cookies.
I'm sure they ate it afterwards. They probably wrapped. How was your week,
You know,
Nick?
my week has been horrible. But it's like because I've actually had to work more than 20 hours this week. It's very painful for me.
Poor Nick.
Or last week, I should say. And then this week was just Monday when you kick things on, and you're like, oh great, stupid questions. That was my cue this morning.
Hi.
Fill in the air.
Sorry about that. Rory, I haven't talked to her all day, so this is she just FaceTimed to go to bed. And I got to tell her the house that she's staying at is my stepdad's parents, so my grandparents. My grandmother and grandfather both preached the word of the Lord for their careers, their entire lives since they were like 20-ish. And grandma passed, but grandpa was like 88-ish. So Rory always asks questions about like religion and God and stuff, but I answer her questions honestly, and then I say, but Daddy doesn't believe in that. So I was telling her, I was like, well, while you're there, if you have these questions, it's literally his job, his entire life is to teach that stuff. So he's the perfect person. She goes, is that why he prays before every time he eats? I was like, yes. Yes, that is why.
Hey, at least he's consistent.
No, it's to a point where like for the extended family, so people like say Brittany, who don't like, I grew up with him. Like I met him when I was 6 and I grew up with him, right? Like off and on throughout the years. Brittany is newer. She's been around 13 years, but she's only spends maybe like 36 meals with him, 48 meals with him, and all that time. And it always catches you off guard if you're in a whole routine, and then like a server puts your food in front of you, you take your fork and you go, and then it's always a pretty.
Yeah.
You know, it's just funny. So,
No, but you gotta respect the consistency. At least he actually like, does the things. And
it's more than
is
does the
religious.
things. He believes so deeply, he genuinely didn't mourn when grandma passed. He celebrated her death.
Hey,
like that's
legit as
like,
fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. Like to see somebody actually be able to handle it that well was crazy.
Hey,
it was like, oh,
that's. I mean, fuck. If you're gonna handle the death of someone, being religious is kind of sick as fuck.
Yeah.
If you think they're a good person,
throwing
That's
no
like
shade. Like it's
that's
good.
The tolerable religious people versus
the others.
Samantha's parents.
Yeah, it's about like following what you preach. I think is my big thing.
So I mean, I won't lie. I used to be, so when I became an atheist, I very quickly became a militant atheist or more or less a dickhead atheist. Thank you, Sal. The ones that have to like.
It was level 5. It's not 4.
It was level 4.
No, it says if you look at the activity feed, it tells you what it completed at.
No, it completed at 4.
No, if you look at the activity feed, it'll tell you what it completes at.
I know it got to 5, but it didn't complete it. I mean, I don't really care either way.
I normally just follow what Twitch says. Which Twitch says it's complete at level 5.
I don't think they're paying attention to see if we could have told them it was a 5. Is literally what Roz said, because it was a 4, and she was look, and it says right here, only visible to you. You've collected all the level 4 emotes, which means it ended at 4 for it to say that. Otherwise, it would say 5.
Right. I guess the activity feed reads it differently. I don't know.
Maybe because it started 5, it didn't complete it.
I'll screen cap what I'm looking at just so you. I don't know if you know where the activity sheet's at.
Yeah, but either way,
that's what I usually read.
So I don't remember what we were talking about, but short version is my grandpa was actually always a good dude. He's still a good dude. He's just a kind person, which it's nice. It's nice to have one grandparent that's normal. Yeah.
All my grandparents, they just died bitter, angry, and hateful, which explains my family.
My grandpa is a doomer. He's doomer pilled, which is doomer.
A doomer that thinks the whole world is coming to an end,
or zoomer. Either way, it works for either or.
Oh.
Every time I meet up with him, he always talks about how he feels bad at how his generation's fucked up the world for me. So that's a rough conversation to have every single time you meet your grandpa, though, because you sit and then he's like he's sad about how much the world's fucked. So
no, that's fine. We tell that to Rory. We do that to Rory. So I'm a doomentally.
No, but the thing is, you don't want to hear it from your like 70-something-year-old grandpa. every time you meet him.
Well, at least he's only 70 something.
I think that's how old he is. I don't really. I'm bad at remembering.
Yeah, me too. I won't lie. The grandparents' age thing is rough. I don't know. They had kids at weird times back then. Like nowadays, everybody I know is a geriatric pregnancy. You know,
Look, I'm telling you, from the perspective of me though, it's not cool to have a doomer grandpa because you just sit there and feel bad because he's spinning straight facts, all right, and you can't say anything else.
Oh well. Either way, at least he's not a douche, right?
Yeah,
He's
true.
not like,
Not wrong.
you know, you kids these days, you're ruining it for the rest of us. We had it good. We could say words that you're not supposed to say.
No, he says they had it good. And then he says how fucked up it is now. So, you know, it's legit as fuck. He knows what's up. So
It's like I
Oh,
remember when.
Thank you for the hype train. Well, yeah, thank you. I'm gonna take that award.
I
Did you
remember
enjoy it?
when you could show your waitress appreciation not with a tip, but a good old slap in the.
oh my god. I can't believe people actually did that. That's actually insane if people did that.
An ex-girlfriend of mine, like, so we're talking, let's say 16 years ago. A dude slapped her in the butt. She turned around and punched him, and she got
Fuck.
fired for it. This is Tina, of course, Nick.
Deserved
But
it.
she got fired for it. And she's like, he slapped me in the ass, and he's like, yeah, but you hit a guest. And
Yeah.
so she literally got fired for self-defense.
To be fair, Tina had shoulders about as broad as mine, so that slap probably hurt a lot.
Still deserved it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you touching people? Like, you ain't supposed to be touching people.
That was one of, I want to say, one of the two of your girlfriends I actually couldn't stand.
So you guys actually got along well on the surface. So it was Tina and Deanna were the two that you couldn't stand, right? Even though you played
yes.
D&D with Deanna for a long time. The problem was she didn't go away.
Yeah.
So that's okay. She's not a bad
Yeah,
person.
but-
Or at least she wasn't. I have no idea what her life is like now.
She could be terrible now.
Yeah, she could be terrible now. I have no fucking clue. Don't really care. But wish her the best. And why don't we?
Finish Nick's turn.
Yeah, let's yeah, because we don't talk about Bruno.
Oh, I was gonna say sit right here for half an hour. No, it's a good song.
Hey,
I mean,
not
I've
true,
been
but you didn't have to say.
I've been here for half an hour. I've been here for 40 minutes. Thank you.
Listen, I've been sitting here waiting. You're in
I was
Discord
ready to
talking
go.
like I don't even exist.
True.
You hop on, you don't even invite me to the stream. You know, should
Based
I roll
Nick.
today?
Based Nicholas.
All right. I have to. Oh, I'm in the wrong campaign. I'm looking at.
Not even in the right campaign.
Wow. Come on, Scott.
I was being stood up and I was just rolling with it. Okay, that's what I'm used to doing. Used to just rolling with it when I was stood up.
You got stood up. You double booked a date, stood up one, and now you're crying because you got stood up by the other.
Man,
Oh my god, I'll get myself in trouble.
I once slept through a date. That was pretty fun.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad too because it was specifically a date I was trying to set up to break up with the person.
Oh,
Like, so literally,
fuck,
it
that's
was like
pretty bad.
it was like a lunch date, and I was gonna like break off
Oh.
with them during it, but I like overslept that morning,
Oh,
so I didn't even meet up with them. So I like rescheduled it, and then like I invited her over for dinner and like cooked dinner, and then like, and she was like, "Wait, was this what?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You could have just done it over the phone." I
mean, true,
Well, I wanted
not
to
wrong.
respect you. She's like, "You're sweet, but like now I have to drive all the way home."
true. Actually, so true. That is Scott, the time waster.
Oh my god, it was one of those things. It was like the most chill like breakup ever, and I got my own too because like I broke it off with her to date Tina for the third time, and as Nick could tell you, the
The third
Tina and I-
time?
oh yeah, first time was in high school though, so the second two times were not. The third time was the worst time because that was when she broke up with me over the internet. She met a guy playing Final Fantasy 11, and he lived down in Florida. Yeah.
That's
but
wild.
He was in her rating guild, and I got dumped for
Wait, you got dumped for an e-relationship?
Yep.
Holy
100,
shit!
Completely true.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he got.
And then you went
for
back
news
a
rights,
third
but
time?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
No, that was the third time. That was the third time.
But you came back 3 times?
Well, again, first time was high school, so it doesn't really count.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I mean?
fair. Actually. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. That's fair.
I just want to be clear. This girl, slightly athletic, but all things considered, the blandest human being.
Oh yeah, very, very mellow.
Well, she played Final
Very
Fantasy
mellow.
11, so that's something.
It was her only nerd
Exactly.
thing, and she specifically scheduled it too. She was like, "What night do you play D&D with your friends?" And I think it was at the time it was Tuesdays. She's like, "No problem. I will shift it with my guild. We will raid on Tuesdays. You do your nerd thing. I do my nerd thing on Tuesdays. We respect each other's boundaries." I was like, "Cool." And so one time somebody canceled on me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna come by," and she was like, "Sure." And so I came by, and I was like, "Da-da-da," and she was like, I'm gonna make this abundantly clear. I'm playing my game. You are welcome to be here. You're not welcome to interact with me." I was like,
True.
wow. I was like,
And-
I'm the girlfriend in the stereotypical nerd scenario.
Bro,
I'm the girlfriend.
don't mess with the people rating, okay? That's a commitment.
Yeah, but like MMOs suck. I was like, I've always
Scott,
hated
have you
MMOs.
played an MMO? Sorry, what
Yes.
MMO have you played? Fucking Ultima Online?
Yeah, actually, 100%. It's my favorite MMO. I also played Asheron's Call. I also played EB. I also played
EverQuest?
Sorry, EQ. That's right. EQ1, EQ2 sucked. I played EQ1. I played a little bit of EQ2. I said EB. I also played World of Warcraft. I got a character all the way up to level 48 in World of Warcraft, and another one all the way up to level 30. It was boring as
Those
fuck.
aren't level cap. You didn't even reach level cap. in
No,
Classic.
because it was boring. And mind you, I was playing vanilla when vanilla came out.
Yeah, you played
And
Classic.
my roommates played. So I like, it's like I played alone. Like I would literally sit in a room with my roommate and his girlfriend, who was also my roommate. It's just, it was his place. And
so
but I hated
what you're
it.
saying
It was
is
boring.
MMOs don't suck, you just don't like them?
No, MMOs suck. They're very boring.
Okay.
It's just the same thing over and over. Hey,
Maybe, I mean,
ugh.
just
The
get
best
good.
one. The best one so far is Star Wars, the new one. What's the sword?
SWTOR is a actually boring MMO. It's a single player game.
See, but I won't lie. So
But it's not an MMO.
The reason why I like it is because I can do it by myself. I don't need to fucking rely on other people to play the game, right?
Well, that's why it's not an MMO. It's a single player game. Disguised with people running around sometimes.
Yeah, but then it also plays like the heartstrings of just things that you already enjoyed anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like you already loved Star Wars. You already loved
This
Code
isn't
War.
a. Wait, I need to address this. Not a bad take. SWTOR is a terrible MMO, a great single player game.
No, the way you pronounce it is a bad take.
Oh, who cares? Okay, it's like Scott pronouncing Tiefling wrong.
Tyfling. It's Tyfling. Literally, it's Tyfling.
You know, in the latest UA, they have pronunciation guides for it. So
Yeah. And the guy that invented GIFs calls it GIF. It's okay
he's
to be
wrong.
wrong. Yeah,
well,
I
no,
agree.
but you're wrong.
Wizards of the Coast is
Science
wrong.
guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen,
Oh, don't
Steve, you
are
can't
a
tell
mana
me
person? Are you a mana person, Sal? Because it's mana.
It's mana, dog.
It's mana.
No, please
It's
tell me you're
mana,
fucking
dude.
with us. Please tell me you're fucking with
It's
us.
mana, dog.
But I will say, I did have to admit where I was wrong. Nick, I don't think you were there for this. Neil played a Magus, which I used to call Magus, the Pathfinder class, and he
It's pronounced
pronounced it
Magus.
Magus. I was like, fuck, it is Magus. And then there's also Minotaur. I was like, fuck, it is Minotaur. Like that actually makes sense. Minotaur, like it makes like aluminium.
Nah.
I'm like, no, aluminium makes so much more sense than aluminum. Like it just
Yeah, but you know,
No, our words are spelled different there, so it actually doesn't make sense.
I say Magus. as
There's an
well.
extra I
Not
in the
Magus.
British spelling
It's
of
Magus.
aluminium, which is why it's said that way. But our words, the aluminum and aluminium, aren't spelled the same. That's why they're said different.
are they not spelled the same way?
No, there's an extra I, which is why it's pronounced that way. They are different spelling for the same word.
Aluminum
Yeah, they're different.
versus aluminium. Oh, yep, you have an extra I. By the
So-
way, aluminium, so much better. So much better.
I think you're British now. What the fuck? Have you?
I'm cool with it.
You're
cool
from
with it.
Massachusetts.
It
The
just
Boston
sounds
Massacre.
better.
You remember?
Yeah, I do. I was there.
Yeah, I know you're that old.
See the.
True.
I was there. Yeah. All right. Anyways, all right. Cool.
Wow.
Where were we?
You know,
I switched gears in my brain and was all in for make a character. Go ahead, Dick.
I'm trying to burn as much time as possible, so Cell has to sit through 2 Nick sessions while getting 0.
No, it's okay. I'm leveling up a character of a hype train I got, and I got some backstories for characters I can make, so I'm not really worried about any of this. I got homework I could do.
Wait, you're leveling a character? I thought Joey was leveling a character because Nick won the hype train.
I have a level 5 hype train.
Joey is leveling a character.
Wait, is he logged in?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Des
I was gonna say for the win.
still needs
Already
it.
there. What's up? I didn't hear what you said.
I said I think Daelric still needs to get to level 5. So.
Gotcha. All right. So, anyways, where were we? Oh yeah. So, Nick, 25 minutes ago, you got a Winifred's Wisdom, just that you are aware. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank
you kindly.
Oh, you're good, Joey. It was teasing, anyways. I was more pointing out that Cell is here, leveling his own character, like an adult, you know, and Nick is waiting to be spoon-fed with a bib, you know.
Tony will level up to that swamp.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm me. I've worked to the point where I don't have to work anymore. Right? That's the corporate American dream.
Man, that was my never mind. So, anyways, back to you.
No, can you continue? I want to hear what you're trying to say there.
Nope. Ask me later. So Nick, you never got to see the new car, by the way.
I did not.
Yeah, because you were like, let's leave, and then we just left, and that was it. So we have to see each other sometime soon. So.
Well, it's my child wasn't on her best behavior, so I was ready to bring her home.
I mean, kids are kids. It's one of those things too, where I watch Emma behaving, and it's literally, to me, it's a crystal ball.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yep, it's a time bomb. It's a time bomb.
Yeah. Well, it was like, she was doing great with Rory, so that's why I was like, and Rory's a little bit younger, so I was like, you two are doing great, so I'm not going to, lose it just because you're talking back like a little asshole. But
yeah,
kids are like that.
Yeah. Yep. Sal gives you lip all the time.
Yeah, but you're not my dad.
So that's Josiah. That's right. I forgot. Josiah became dad somehow. So,
he's the dungeon daddy.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Is that him?
All right. Oh, is
right. Is that the dude?
Yeah, Dungeon Dad, Dungeon Papa, depending on what network you're on. Yeah.
I was just hoping I got the right person.
All right.
So
let's do the thing with the stuff in the place, Nick. I have to remember where the hell we were.
I think all my events is where we were. I don't think we completed any of them.
I think you did one event.
Did we?
I think so.
Maybe. Yes, the Mini Minotaur song is amazing.
Yes, Timmy with the Mini Minotaur, whatever it is. Minotaur, 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 Minotaur.
How do you kill a Mini Minotaur? Tartar sauce is amazing too. It's good with fish and chips. I like it.
Isn't there like a sequel to the Minotaur song too?
I think he did a couple other ones, but
okay. It was Rob Clemmy was the one that introduced me to the Minotaur song, but he also introduced me to that song that's like duck face, stupid fucking duck face, and I was like,
I don't know how shit got started. Yes.
Oh god, that song is so good. I'm like, yes, please. Oh, it's so dumb.
It was very well timed.
Yeah. It was somebody saw a niche and they filled that
That was
gap,
prime YouTube. That was prime YouTube.
bro.
Okay, that was like salad
Brittany-
fingers and bitches love my new haircut. You know, that was good stuff.
I like spooch. Brittany still sings John LaJoie, which is just hilarious to me.
I hum that to Samantha all the time.
And then there's the girl, ooh girl.
Yes.
I think that came from College Humor, though. Oh boy. Oh well. Okay.
7 minutes. That's gonna be my. Because dealing with negative body issues.
Boston Market.
Boston. I miss Boston Market.
Oh, do they still exist as a company?
There's
What is
like,
it? Is
I
that a
think there's
band?
like 3 left.
No, Boston is a band.
Boston Market was cheap ass chicken.
It was
have-
it was like
we have
one of their
some those
earlier
down here.
fast casuals. Oh, Boston Market still exists?
Yeah, we
Okay.
get some down here.
There's
It's,
just none in Boston.
That was like one of the earlier fast casual concepts. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't quite fast food, but it also wasn't like not fast food. You know, it was the early, but pre-Panera fast casual. But either way.
Panera is so fucking expensive.
Yeah, I don't do it. Whenever people are like, I want Panera, I'm like, I don't want to take a second mortgage out just to have a sandwich. Like, you want a
True.
bread bowl? How about sell your car? It's fucking crazy. Mind you, I like sushi. But like at least with sushi, you're getting like something that requires training to do. When you go to Panera
It's
Bread,
so fucking good. Holy shit, sushi.
right? But like if you're standing there, you're holding a germ-infested vibrator, that you know, surrounded by a bunch of people, for them to put like not enough soup into a bowl that's way too crusty. Like it's, and they're like $18 a person. What the fuck? So
And my soup is better, to be clear. Yeah.
Man, I wish Atelier wasn't a fighter.
oh well. Okay. So we were so which event was he doing? Yes, Joey. Sorry, Mom. Cool. That's Clan Shido. Kushibashi. It literally says, oh, you were doing events. What event did you do last week, Nick?
I don't even remember.
Oh, wait, actually, didn't we pause? You didn't come to a conclusion. I feel like I told you your options, but you didn't actually pick them. Give me half a sec. I'm pulling them up right now. Wait for it. No,
Does
not yet.
does a hype train character get 2 traits or 1?
Usually one for them.
Okay.
You can take a feat that gives them 2 more.
Yeah, but that's usually not worth it.
All right, my warlord. Courtesan.
You give her a trait.
Oh, it's Densho. Kushibashi. This is. Give me 1 second. Oh, I think you already solved this. Wait, air quotes. Solved this one. Nick, I'm going to read it to you again, and we could remind ourselves how you ended it. Curious news, my warlord. Hafue Shaman has
Yes.
made their way out of Eldamar. Remember that? How did you choose to handle it? Didn't you send your priest?
High priest, yes. Yes.
And I'm trying to remember the result of that. I feel like you failed. I was one of those ones who were so close you couldn't fail, but yet you did somehow.
No, I
Would've-
don't think so.
Would have
Did
literally
we,
been like
did
your
we get
last
to
roll.
actually roll for it before we froze?
I don't think we did.
Oh, that's what happened last week. We froze. That's why I was so confused.
I don't think
So
we
you-
actually rolled for it.
Your
don't think so.
last session. So, yeah, oh, yeah, you didn't. That's right. Because we stopped with taxes. That's
Yeah.
right. Literally, the last thing you rolled for was taxes. Cool. All right. Awesome. So we get to kind of go into this one a little bit raw. All right, I want to remind everybody what the thing was. Hofue came in over by the lake doing some voodoo that you do, and it has caused people have started to disappear or whatnot. They don't know if it's directly related to A, B, or C. People are there's creatures that appeared inside the water. Again, they don't know if it's directly related, but people are pointing fingers. There was a suggestion of you making a menagerie after you built your canals, to have there to be a menagerie in your main city there, but we'd have to like adjust how the menagerie was built or whatever. But you decided, I think, not to do that. You decided
Yeah, I
instead
think
to go
we
with your high
spiraled
priest.
off after a long deep dive of how menagerie suck.
And then froze. Yeah. So your high priest's suggestion was something along the lines of, Warlord, let me take care of the issue. The people of Eldamar may appear strange or even mad, but often there is reasons for that. We should take this seriously, but thus far they don't seem hostile. I could try and talk to them. And this, I believe her name is Isolde.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, cool. Awesome. So I guess you're rolling for Isolde. It is important to note that this roll for you is a loyalty check, and it is set at formidable. Oh, wait. Actually, that's not true. You chose the one option that set it instead of formidable to being hard. So it's DC 20. Isolde has a +6, and loyalty gives you a +2. So you have a +8 against a DC 20. Odds are not 100% in your favor, but they're not horrible either. So, I mean, do you have everything locked and loaded?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Unless this is what you wanted to use your winnies on. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Did you have a winnies last week?
Unless I have more than one.
Yeah, give me half a tick. I just want to double check. So 7 days ago, anybody give out winnies? Nope, everything else is 6 days ago. There is no, everything else was for the other campaign. Okay, so yeah, no winnies for you. Okay, crushed it. Absolutely. Wait, you don't have your modifier there. What's that, +8? So it's going to be a 23?
Yes. I think
24.
I'll roll luck to try to beat it by 5.
Try to beat it by 7. So you have to roll 4 on a luck die.
Oh, I thought it was by 5. Sorry.
Right? I'm not crazy.
Oh, well.
I just want to make sure I'm not nuts. 15 plus 8 plus 3. I don't even know what I did there. Oh.
I'll take the 98 then.
Yeah. So I just have to make sure my math was right. Yeah, you missed it by 1. I was remember you beat it by 7. Yeah. That's okay. You had a 25% chance. You had lots of luck, and you don't want to save any for Neil anyways. I said Neil, I meant so. By the way, you succeeded. Give me half a tick here. So I make sure I get this right for you, because I'm just coming back into this.
Half a tick. Generally, you want to pull out the whole tick, not half.
I just throw it in the microwave.
Isn't obvious and the Messi of Warmonger? I thought that was established at like session 1.
Okay. What did you say, sir? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we were just Cell was establishing he's the Messi of Warmonger, which is I don't know who Messi is aside from there's a Messi meme, and that's about it.
Messi is an idiot from Florida. He's the epitome of Zoomer.
Gotcha.
If you think of like all the bad things of a Zoomer, yeah.
Method bath salts. Yeah.
Like when Brittany tunes into a stream that I said tunes into. That sounds old. When Brittany tunes into a stream that Messi is on, she has to turn it off because he talks so dumb. She's like, I can't listen to the words that he says. They don't make sense.
Oh,
like,
I mean,
Cell is
they
like
can't have books in Florida, so it makes sense.
But Cell speaks like a Zoomer. He has the essence of being a Zoomer without being cringe. Messy is like iconic cringe. And she's just kind of like, "Ugh, I'm getting dumber listening to him. You know? And that's just, hey, you know, that's the way it goes. So I want to get Brittany in a campaign with Messy.
That's
Because that's what
terrible.
a loving husband does. All right. So, anyways, so your Isolde returns to you and says, Warlord, I've discovered what it is that's causing all of these problems. It's not exactly the Hafue that's causing it, but the Hafue, if not given aid, could likely exacerbate the problems. The shamans, she says, not the Hafues. The shamans could likely exacerbate the problems. I'm trying to. I will explain it to you in common. There's a creature that exists. These are legendary creatures. Very few have the fortune of encountering them. The way that we would call them in the parent tongue would be something along the lines of a Drenjinja. They are long serpentine creatures. At full length, they can reach greater than 20 meters long. Wait, 10 meters is no. They at full length they can reach greater than 20 meters long. They are massive things. They are vibrant in their color. They can be any color of light that you can see, or they can make themselves deep in dark tone. As a matter of fact, the head of this gigantic snake is almost always black like ink. This creature has the ability to consume things because of its just massive size. It can swallow people whole. And if it feels it necessary, transform those people into different beasts and regurgitate them out to modify the fauna of a landscape as it sees fit. They're not demonic creatures, and they're not necessarily just here to bring harm by any stretch. As a matter of fact, some tribes revere them, worship them. And this is the problem with the shaman in question. The shaman had discovered that we had created a new pool of water, and it hadn't seen the creature that it worships as a grand spirit for some time, and he was able to successfully track it down to our new lake, as these creatures have the ability to just transport themselves instantly between one body of water and another. So they are trying to construct a shrine. In constructing a shrine and giving the appropriate offerings to this creature, it would belay its chaotic behavior. It could woo the creature into being more benevolent. They are not stupid creatures. They are not animalistic. It is said that they can even speak our tongue, but I have never encountered one to confirm it, so...
So I'm assuming you want me to construct a shrine in Shinrotar.
Warlord, did you notice how not too long ago we had incredibly fine weather?
Yes.
Apparently that coincided with the arrival of the creature, because the creature literally has the ability to control weather. Do you want to know what else legends say that these creatures can do? They spread plagues that can wipe out whole tribes at once, and they don't stop with the tribe. Contact makes more contact. As those flee, they carry it with them.
Don't
The
tell
decision
Ryan.
is
He will
yours.
get excited.
Actually, would. Isolde says, the decision is yours. I just want you to have the appropriate information. Whether this is a creature you want to swoon and satisfy. Not satisfy, what's what I'm looking for. Like, make happy. Fuck's the word I'm looking for.
Appease.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nick. This is a creature that you could either appease or you can raise the banner of war and hunt it down. I do not come from a tribe that worships these things, but I understand what it means to have something sacred.
I think a shrine could be arranged.
Then I will inform them that you agree. We'll have a shrine put up. But it can't just be put anywhere, Warlord. It can't just exist in the town nearby. It must be in the lake.
In the lake.
Preferably close to the center, the deep parts. This will convince the creature to make its home. With its ability to just carve stone as it moves, it can literally make its home beneath where the shrine is. That'll keep it far enough from the shores that it doesn't want to interact as much as it has been.
I understand.
And at this point in time, I want you to open up Isolde's character sheet and go ahead and roll for me. Does she have knowledge planes? Or do any of your advisors that would have been present for this, not to obviously Ryan, since we made a joke as though he wasn't, have knowledge planes?
Let me find it.
Does a sacred grove count? I mean, a shrine, a temple, sacred grove, all those are, I think, are fine. I think shrine's better. The problem is going to be building it on water, right? So the first thing he would have to do is actively claim that hex. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to bring chat over to that spot. Hopefully I'm not. Oh, that's funny. Forgot about that. Where are you? Barracks. All right, here you go. Give Nick a second while I'm fixing this.
I don't know if anyone has knowledge planes.
Okay.
I can't help
I'll
you with
fix that
that.
picture afterwards. All right.
Oh, Daichi does.
There you go. And where was I going? Okay. So just so we're all on the same page here, this hex is the one. What's up, Tattered Remains? Thank you so much for the raid. Much obliged. What are you guys doing? I think I still have the SO command, don't I? That didn't break with the old bot, did it? Let's give it a try. SO, Tattered Remains. And it broke. I just have to get it back in there. Okay. So, what were we streaming, Tattered? So anyways, and for everybody else, he has to claim this hex right here, and then he has to build on the water, which is not easy to do. Technically speaking, Nick, the way that works is you have to claim the hex, then you'd have to prepare the hex, and then you would have to build the object on there. And in doing so, in theory, it's going to satisfy this creature. That way you don't have to kill it. You know what I mean?
Feels like I really won this roll.
Well, that's the fun part, right? So give me 1 second. I have to roll up the Okay, here we go. Stardew Valley. What? All right. Water. So for water terrains, you can't normally prepare to build on water terrains. So they're going to take care of the preparation for you. It's actually something that they've already been working on, right? That's the benefit there. But then also this is going to be considered a special terrain mark. By taking this water, it'll actually give you an additional bonus for it being a special terrain. So likely something there that like additional protection, so on and so forth, for working with this. The success meant that you were able to gain enough trust of the shaman that it was willing to tell you about what the hell was going on, rather than just allowing it to play out. So that's good news. You're not just going to straight up kill it. Who has knowledge planes? You said nobody?
Daichi.
Daichi? Okay, cool. Roll for Daichi. $16 is just unfortunately not very high. So that will not be able to get you any results that you were hoping for. Sorry. All right, cool. Anything else with this, aside from waiting for your next turn where you're going to want to build out here?
Nope.
Cool. So 1 hex to claim it, 1 hex to build a town, and then whatever it costs to build whatever structure you're putting there. I'm not sure what that would be. So that's 2 plus building BP. All right. Back to others. Where are you? Sell. No, not Sell. Nick. So that finishes that event for now. Just for now. And then we will see where things go. I wish you could have learned more about that creature. You just have to do it from talking to your friends. So after that event goes to this one. Here it is. So make sure I'm not screwing this up. Okay. This is... Okay. So... this is also from Isolde, funny enough. But she's probably not going to be able to handle it because she was handling the other event. She says, Warlord, while my appointment to Clan Kushibashi has been short, I have been a part of your clan for a while as a refugee of Eldamar since the loss of my tribe. Before we were sworn enemies, but now I've come to care for the people of this land as if they were my own tribe, as I've proven myself with the various problems I've helped to resolve and errands I've gleefully taken as responsibility. As such, I wish to do anything in my power to help this clan. Before becoming Kajinksi, I was in the middle of learning the druidic path of my people, but those lessons have been cut short without the aid of an elder to assist me to complete it. I wish to finish my teachings, to be a druid, and to return with that knowledge to teach the people, the clan of Kajinksi, the druidic arts. Obviously, not all would be welcome to learn the lessons as I finish learning them myself, but those that are, those with kindred spirit and mind, similar to Tonscreet, people like that would be welcome to learn. Isolde continues saying, without the knowledge of my elders to teach me, the only solution I could think of is for me to complete my lesson. For me to complete my lessons is to return back to the forests of my people and to seek out the knowledge there myself. However, the issue is the search for knowledge I am missing to complete my lesson will take many months on foot if I went down that route. I could only return to Kushibashi. I could return to Kushibashi, but only spare a week or so every month, so I do not neglect my duties as a high priest. However, I will not be able to participate in anything else, advice, aid, in any other way beyond fulfilling just the minimum duties to make sure the Kushibashi is not harmed in my absence. Your marshal, who is, if I remember correctly, what's his fuck?
Little B. Or is that Tonscreet?
Tonscreet. Yeah, Marshall's Tonscreet, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, if a major concern is Isolde's reduced availability to Kushibashi while on her journey, then I could personally accompany her to search for what she seeks in the forests. We can plan out our excursions at the fort built within the forest and use it as our base of operations for the search. These expeditions can also yield our clan learning about the geographical locations that may not have been mapped out as of yet. Not to mention, if we can learn more details about what exists beyond the forest warlord. Doing this would also make me equally as busy. However, it could possibly save Isolde and I perhaps another week to help the clan. And I'm curious on how somebody becomes a druid, and would like to see it with my own eyes if Isolde would allow me to accompany. That's Tanskri offering to go with. Your curator, who is the guy whose name you just said, Dopey. What's his name?
Daichi.
Daichi, thank you. I'm not a druid of Eldamar, but I do seek to excel in the search of knowledge. Instead of Isolde going to the forests of Eldamar, she could stay here in Clan Kushibashi, and I work closely with her in finding what she's looking for. We can speak to other Hafue refugees and find books on the subject to fill in the knowledge she needs to complete her lessons. While it's not as guaranteed compared to going to Eldamar itself, she'll be more available for her duties, and we all know that her responsibilities are far more rigorous and demanding than my own. And worst case, if nothing goes well, then she still has the opportunity to try again in the future herself. Roll me a sense motive check, Nick. And finally, your Grand's diplomat, who it's no longer the face eater. The hell's her name now? Is it Michiko? That's who it is. All right. I have to add all this shit in there. All right. So, your sense motive. Let me actually cover this. It's very middling. I should have opened this other sheet, but I was clicking other stuff at the time. Roll 20 so slow. Come on, roll 20. There we go. And okay. You actually might win this. And you did.
I saw that toggle on the 18.
Yeah. It like fiddled for a second. Nick, you can see that at the mention of Daichi offering to go instead, Isolde frowns at it, but does not like. It's one of those things that's subtle. She pushes it down a couple seconds after she frowns, and then finally, the last person to speak up will be your Grand Diplomat, who is Michiko, who unfortunately I use them so infrequently for you that I often forget their details. I know that they were a million times better than what was their name that ate people's faces. Michiko. Oh yeah, it's a quirk. Charismatic quirk. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Michiko says, I don't think Isolde needs to travel far to find what she's looking for. In fact, I don't think she needs to go to Eldamar either. There is an opportunity that has recently presented itself that might be a great aid. Vok has sent an invitation to us and other clans in the surrounding region. They plan to host a celebration of the opening of a new grand library that was built. The library is said to be the largest collection of lore on the Hafue's culture in all of Kajinxi. Knowledge shared by the refugees of Eldamar. If Isolde and I go to the opening of the Grand Library and speak to the curator, then she may assist us in giving us access to the library for Isolde's studies, or share her sources with us. It could also improve our relations with Vok because their curator is also the warlord's eldest daughter and heir to Clan Vok. You can roll a sense motive on that one as well.
Can
Oh,
my character give a sense motive?
I mean, you can. I don't know if you would say anything in this moment, but yeah, absolutely you can.
Well, just so we can know. All right.
Yeah. And then in theory you can
Never mind.
advise afterwards. Your character's too busy eating his shoe because that's what he does now. He just eats his shoe. That's what happens when you roll ones. You eat your shoe.
That's I had a pretty good check out of +9, but well, shouldn't that be higher than us to our level? We never updated that, did we?
But so anyways, yeah, they obviously you're not eating your shoe or anything. But yeah,
No.
nobody gets a read off of, nobody gets her opinion on it. She just kind of get her blank response that you see as everybody was seeing. You only got the negative response, we'll call it, when Daichi spoke. Okay, Nick, I believe that's the rest of your options, just confirming now. And yeah, I want your opinion there, Tessel. Not Tessel, but you know your character.
Gonna be honest, I was only half paying attention.
Wow.
Give me.
She does it by herself. She does it with Screet, and he helps it.
Sorry, we're on that one still. No, I remember completely. I was listening to that. That's a rough one.
Easy decision for me.
Well, I mean, if you have an easy decision, just
I want to hear your input.
I think just having your high priest go is probably best. So I guess how would I say it? What's your high priest name now? I know Eric died.
Isolde.
Isolde. Okay.
Yeah, lose another high priest to Eldamar.
I would just say let the high priest handle matters of the well, I guess the outer planar. I don't know if you have any other specialist for it.
Can you go ahead and roll me a perception check there, Cell's advisor person?
Yeah, I can do that. Can't roll a 1 again, can I? It's 15. It's a pretty good check.
Okay, you actually hear grumbling under Screet's breath. Usually rather reserved. He just says, it sounds like he said something, but two of the words you think he said was another one.
This is an easy decision for me. Screet, you do much and you ask me for nothing. If your wish is to go into Eldamar and pursue this, you will go. I only ask that you get it done.
Nice. Oh, that's good. You burn up 3 months all at once. Woo! It could potentially take longer than 3 months. It all depends on the result, right? But if you're able to bring it down to 3 months or less with your result, you 100% can have it done. It's done. Like, they're done. That's awesome.
That was
Ooh,
smooth,
I
Nick,
like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't lie.
wish
That
it
was
could be
pretty
that
cool.
smooth.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, then I assume because of that, you're going to want to go all in on this one.
Yeah.
All right. So first and foremost, this is going to be a loyalty check. So you know it's going to be a +2. You don't want to use Isolde's numbers. You wanted to use Screet's numbers, which is same. It's a +6, right? So, but his focus is good, and he's literally going in there to try to, like, if you could hear under his breath, his reasoning for doing this wasn't it was curiosity, sure, but it was also, he, as other people just mentioned, he doesn't want a chance of losing another high priest. He hated the fact that you guys lost your friend before. So yeah, good. I'll allow to apply. So 6 + 2 for loyalty +2 for good means you have a 10 that you're rolling. That's good news. Where are we?
Is this Screet's focus?
That's what I just applied. That's what I just applied.
Oh, cool.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, you said good, and when you didn't say that, fucked me up. Yeah, I got you. Cool. That's good.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. And give me 1 second. Awesome. Isolde wouldn't provide a bonus or anything like that. It's just you lose both of them for the while, which is fine. You're going to try to push it through quickly. Would you want to modify this with anything? Oh, I didn't tell you
Yeah.
the DC yet.
You did not. So let's figure that out.
Yeah. So it is a decent DC because you're specifically going in there and trying to find the secrets of magic. You're trying to add magic to your kingdom. This is an imposing check. It's a DC 26. You already have a plus 10 so far. So if you roll, you have a 75% chance of failure, 25% chance of success without modifying it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Are you using your Winifred's Wisdom?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus
Cool.
15.
So now it's a 50-50, right? Cool. Are you going to hire adventurers? So more or less, it's the two of them are
first
trekking
I'm going to
through-
use friends in high places to get a
Plus
plus
3.
Okay. Sexy. I like it. So now you're rolling with a plus 13.
Yep.
No.
And then we will
Plus 18.
yeah, plus
What?
18.
Oh, my apologies. Uh-huh.
Adventurers, they
and then-
cost do you need the cost for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 2 is 4 BP. A plus 5 is 8 BP. And a plus 10 is 16 BP.
Plus 10's unnecessary because if you roll 1, you roll 1, right? But
One's
A
not
plus-
a critical failure.
no. But if you roll 1, you roll 1, right? So I'm saying like it wouldn't matter at that. That just
Yeah.
you fail automatically on a
So-
1.
No, you don't fail on a 1 here.
Oh, that's right. You don't fail on a 1. That would
So
that
it
would
does
guarantee
matter.
success. So if you went with the 8 BP, which is a 5, that gets you to a plus 23.
Which is
Against-
likely to succeed anyway, even if you roll a 1. You
Yeah.
just need to roll a luck die and roll a 2.
Yeah, so I'll spend the 8 BP.
Although the 16 BP guarantees you a critical success. So
Yeah, but the odds of a critical success are very much still in his favor otherwise.
yeah, but it depends on how much he values the critical success, you know? Who knows what that is?
No,
Let's
I'm
get
going
the
to spend
labeled
the 8.
options.
I don't have that much. I've got a lot of money already earmarked. So
He's also trying not to be greedy. You know what I mean? I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take away all chance of failure, then it's a little less exciting. Even just a slim chance of failure makes it exciting.
yes, and
a slim
if
ch-
anyone can roll 2 1s in a row, no, it's me.
It's you.
That's right. That's
Uh,
absolutely true. That's what I was gonna go at. So
So-
All right.
So plus 23 plus luck.
Yeah. Roll the dice, Nick. And roll like
let me make
average.
it visible to chat. There we go. All right, Nick.
10 a 10 guarantees you.
Don't
So,
disappoint us, sir. Oh, he's doing get it done too. That's crazy.
Hey, sometimes you so
Against a 26, so you're currently at plus 6. You have to luck to critical.
Yes, of course.
spend
I
it.
do that.
Look, see, I don't complain when you guys use fucking luck. When I use luck, everyone's like, where?
Roll the 1
Sal
on
is
it.
using
Well, here
luck.
was what that's the minimum you need it, right?
Yeah.
It's all you needed. You're at
33.
plus
Yep,
7.
yeah,
now.
yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Awesome. So instead of failing by 1 before last time, Nick, you exactly got it this time. Nice.
Okay,
Um,
cool. W.
Cool.
That's
That's
huge.
awesome. And because you got the critical success, and you used get it done, they're literally back next year, so you just can't use them for the rest of this this cycle. And I would
Huge.
say you can't use them for the rest of the cycle because you're using him for this whole month, and then because she's already been used for this month, it's bleeding into next month, so she's not available for next month, right? If you know what I'm saying? Because she already took care of a thing. So if you just want to mark that down, she's not available next month, but because let's just say she took her studies home and completes them there, you know. All right. First and foremost, they're going to discover some pretty interesting locations that happen to exist inside of Eldamar. Things that are going to be interesting for you because they're what's the word I'm looking for here? What's the word? Resources? Is that what it's called? Special terrain. These are gonna be special terrains that happen to exist out there. So like we're talking like landmarks that are going to provide things like additional loyalty to the Hafue people that have joined your clan, because you're kind of like recollecting, they're a part of your clan, you're recollecting what's important to them and allowing it to be available to them. There's going to be resources, so types of areas where like almost like bamboo style forest exists, where you're like, wait, this literally grows as fast as grass, yeah, it can be as durable as wood, kind of patches where that kind of wood exists and other special things. You're going to find some interesting points of notes inside there, which I'll be adding quickly before your next turn. So you have availability to all of those. Moreover, you're going to get, what's that one more thing? A free exploration edict into Eldamar as part of this, right? So
nice.
that goes with it. But the fucking cherry on top is, what's her name? Isolde, who I think is a hype train character.
Yes.
Where is she? I gotta open her back up again. Hell. She is currently a Adept level 1 and a Ranger level 4. That level 1 Adept can be converted into being a level 1 Druid. And then if you see it fit, you can choose to use hype trains to convert her to being more and more Druid, right? And that might benefit you. Because if you use hype trains to convert her to being a Druid, she can in theory be level 5 Druid. Level 3 spells is powerful.
And Lenny isn't even a fucking wizard, okay?
Oh my god. Can a level 5 druid restore Tonspreet's arm?
That's like a level
No. That's
11 Druid.
That's regeneration. So that's like a level 5 or 6 spell.
I think it's 6. That's why I said a level 11. Yeah. Pathfinder regeneration.
You get access to restoration, which is pretty nice, but not.
It's actually it's Druid 9. It's Cleric 7.
Oh.
So Druids.
Oh.
Why would Druids get regenerate, a natural thing that many animals have, after a fucking Cleric?
Oh, I think they get reincarnate.
They do.
They get reincarnate sooner. So they get a revive, I think, a level early, because Raise Dead's level 5, reincarnate's level 4.
Yeah, but reincarnate's also the same level as Raise Dead.
No, Raise Dead's level 5 spell. So they get
reincarnate's also
it's a little wacky, okay? It gets a little funky, but hey, they get it 2 levels earlier. So if you need to res someone at level 7, you can do it. They just might not be the same race or sex.
Hey, let's have fun with this for just half a tick here. Hey, Viking, roll me a D100 in chat, please. I think Viking's still here, right? True Blue, you still about? Oh, no, I don't think I've seen Viking talk this whole time. Oh, never mind. Maybe True Blue isn't here. Okay, Zalamos, go ahead and roll me a D100 in chat instead. Oh, Viking is here. Never mind. 82. Had you cast a reincarnate on somebody, they would have respawned as a rat folk.
That's terrible.
Not as a rat, as a rat folk.
Are they in your world?
That's a question that can't be answered right now.
Oh, you're on the extended table. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Of course, because you want to like make sure that there's more options than just the basic 7. So, but an 82 on the original table would have been a human,
which would have been fine. You would have been +2 con.
Funny enough, an 83 is exactly. There's only 2 numbers for. Very few of them have multiple numbers. Ratfolk is one of them, and it's 82 and 83. Zalamos
a lot of them
also
have 2
rolled
numbers.
Ratfolk.
Like Elf has like a bunch of numbers, Dwarf has a bunch of numbers.
But if you look, it's only like a third of them have more than one number.
The common race, I think it's more common to raise more numbers given.
Yeah.
So Ratfolk and like Glorian are pretty decently common.
Yeah. Steve rolled Drow.
Oh.
Or Drow if you want to pronounce it like Tiefling. Because some people say Drow.
No one says Drow. That's you making up a fantasy character.
I fucking guarantee you people say Drow. And it hurts.
Yeah. The same people who say mana.
Yeah. Mana people say Drow.
A lot of people say mana. What do you mean?
They go, it's literally Row with a D on it. It's Drow. And I'm like, that hurts myself. Like I literally saw a white dude dressed up as what's it called? Drist. Yeah, not Drizzt, Drist. You're adding an extra I. Drist. At King Richard's Fair. So, full makeup. But it was 15 years ago. So, anyways, and he was pronouncing it Dro, which is like, oh God. Anyways,
is that like dark bro? I don't know.
I mean, that's probably fine.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. Every aspect of it was bad. I mean, like, Literally, I could give you more detail. The only cool part was he actually had really good replicas of Icing Death and Twinkle. Like, he actually had pretty good replicas of them. So, actually, didn't you used to have replicas?
No, I did not.
No, which sword did you have the good replica of? You used to have a claymore, and you had one really good.
I had an authentic claymore. I think my brother has it. I don't remember, but
Didn't you have a good replica? Am I crazy?
you're crazy.
Oh, okay. I know Rob had a really good axe. I had a bunch of swords. I still have a couple left. But anyways. All right. Back to the game. Look at my daughter never plays with that stuff. She's like, that's dangerous. I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no, my child. Emma likes to make bow and arrows in her room. She'll take her hairbands and make like a bowstring with it, and she actually fires sticks. And I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna take someone's eye out. I feel like that horrible Christmas movie.
Fun. I don't know, it was a horrible Christmas movie, but fun. All right. Cool. That actually played out really well. They're done. Like, Tonscrete will be available to you next month. He fucking got it done. That's awesome. So next month, you're going to be able to get the expiration edict, or technically speaking, I get you all the details this month. I'll pop it all in there with all the stuff taken care of for you, right? That's really cool. So I'll be expanding that out for everybody to see, including yourself. All right, after that one, is there another one over here? I feel like there was a third one for you before I move on. There's that. Am I crazy? There's... Hold on one second, sir. And over here, was there anything? Ah. I have another one for you, Nick. Are you ready for this one?
Yep.
One of the trips back to the fort with Tonscrete and Isolde, Tonscrete writes up a letter and sends it to warn you. Again, he's not available right now. He comes to warn you. The person delivers the letter. The letter reads, what is it? As winter has begun to fall us again, as the leaves begin to turn, and winter is rounding the corner, so have returned the horrors of last year. These unnatural hunters are once again stalking the forests of Eldamar. I am seeing to it that Isolde and I are keeping our distance, remaining hidden, and so our search for knowledge is not in jeopardy. But their attention has fortunately turned away from Kushibashi, at least as of now. No, sorry, has moved away from the Eldamar forest and the Hafui within it as of now. It seems as though it is set on the lands of Kushibashi. While greatly lacking in numbers, these things individually have more skill than dozens of our soldiers. After a year, we still know very little about what they are. You unfortunately don't have Isolde to offer you any guidance in this. You or Tonscrete. Your royal enforcer says, and your royal enforcer's name is Zhao.
It's Little B. Yeah.
Yep, Little B. Stockpile, warlord. Stockpile the magical ash from the ash fields north of our keep. We can use the ash to lace the arrows to harass the hunters from a distance, to pull their attention away. Hit and run campaign throughout the winter to limit the damage of what these things are capable of. This is what we should do. We should start it early and we should maintain it throughout the seasons. That would allow us to save our people. Winter seems to bring many enemies. Your counselor, who happens to be Daelric, Wheeze has to ensure that our peoples are safe from this hunt. evacuates any citizens within vicinities of where these hunters might has been spotted, escorts them to safe zones, while leaving behind poisons and traps to slows down the hunters. Your spy master, who I think is, what's her face? Shala. Perhaps we should give these hunters a more interesting prey for their games. The Red Mongrel desires chaos, where the north borders with Eldamar. Then let's bring the chaos to their doorstep with these hunters. We can give our scouts the fastest Kamatori we have, and we do use a hit-and-run technique, as suggested by our friend here. But instead of retreating back to Kushibashi lands, we have them retreat further and further north. Before anybody else chimes in, you have Karzug chimes in and says, Warlord, if you were to use that tactic to have the any number of our soldiers on any speed of Kamatori, we are more or less signing them for a suicide campaign. I do not doubt the bravery and the capability of our soldiers. They will certainly accomplish the task. They will certainly lead them to the north, and they will certainly do what is asked. I just question whether or not we find the value of their lives to be equivalent of the result that we'll gain. If we stick with the plan that Little B had suggested, we can allow our own soldiers to give them aid from behind. And if an opportunity presents itself, push forward, lead an attack in. Waving his hand behind, Little B says, an attack? I think that's perhaps foolish. Keep them at bay, yes. Soldiers behind us, certainly. I could even see a merit in trying to lead them away if there are those that are willing. But to assault them, they would be leading you into their trap. I don't know if that's such a good idea. She says, we need to either resolve the situation or allow it to pepper us throughout every winter until the end of Kushibashi, which, if their aggravation grows with each year, could not be very long at all. I turn it over to Tessel's advisor now.
The idea of luring them to the north's border is smart, but maybe you could do something a little closer to home. Lead them to Wolfmaw. It could be a way to disrupt them and then strike. If you desire their lands or get rid of their thorn in your side.
Oh, shit. I just closed Roll20, motherfucker. I closed everything. Oof. God fucking damn it. Michigo says, no. Too close. Should we leave them to Wolfmaw, who is not nearly as powerful as the clans of the north? Then likely they will defeat Wolfmaw, and then we'll have us as their next target, either immediately afterwards or sometime in the near future. I know you might see this as an opportunity. Let them defeat our enemies so we can swoop in and take the lands. But what if they don't take all winter to do so? What if they're back at our doorstep immediately afterwards? Okay. You have faith in our soldiers, led by Karzug and the like. But what if they don't come to our doorstep? What if instead they go over to Clan Vok, and Clan Vok discovers what it was that we did? Then we could have more problems than solutions.
Perhaps, but there's always risk in action.
I think Karzug has the right of it. Although I would like to use the lace dash. Would it be possible since we send cold iron to Clan Shado to get cold iron arrows as well, as I'm told that could potentially be useful to these types of creatures.
If you can provide the ore of cold iron, Shado can produce you your arrows.
Charlotte chimes in and says, I still think you're missing an opportunity, Warlord. This could solidify future plans for Kushibashi and our allies. And then, of course, someone else chiming in. You have Michiko chimes in again and says, and then there are the risks. Not only do we chance losing our soldiers on the suicide run to the north, whether if they are captured or killed or survive and return, what if the northern clans discover what it is that we did? Are we not already being taxed heavily for our decisions from before? Perhaps enticing them for more reprisal is not such a wise choice. Charlotte just shrugs and says, that's why we use the best.
But then we'd be sacrificing our best.
She nods and says, I don't doubt the amount of risk that would be taken on this situation. But every time you send one of my spies, or even me myself, into enemy territory to discover information, are we not also taking a risk with our own lives? And we do so not because you command it. We do so because we believe in what it is that you're suggesting. If you have it weighed that heavily on your conscience, ask for volunteers only. Just be mindful when you ask for volunteers, that invites more opportunity for others to discover what it is that we're planning. Karzug chimes in and says, which is why we should just put aside the foolishness of trying to be conniving in the situation. Not everything needs to be an opportunity. We have people. There is a winter coming. We just defend the people that are here, that have joined our clan for exactly that reason. For us to defend them, find an opportunity for their family.
On that, I agree. Karza, you know what to do. I conveniently have a fresh group of 100 archers.
Oh, that's right. You do, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's funny. Okay, cool. Well, fresh out of training, too. Did
Practice
you say that?
volley.
There are studies that say that the best police officers are the police officers fresh out of training, even though, most cops would be like, rookies are the worst and always make the worst decisions. There's studies that say that fresh out of training have the best accuracy, the best decision making, best everything. So your new archers are like, police academy, baby. I don't remember the names of any of the characters, but I want to hear sirens and boops and stuff. So, all right. Let's see.
To be clear, Joey, Karzug has failed every time I've used her. So,
But he loves her.
that depends on how long it takes for me to get there. I might have to go Henry VIII.
Well, I mean, that's how it works, right? Oh. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, cool. So it finishes that off. And that wasn't your clan, that was his clan. That's Cel's clan. Okay. Cool. So that finishes that off. You're going to roll for which one to do it?
Karzug.
Karzug to do it. Let me see how difficult this is going to be. So this is Royal Enforcer wanted to use the hit and run tactics, and Karzug wanted to mobilize the army to be behind them. You have to make a choice. Do you want to, wherever these hit and run tactics are taking place, you can kind of like choose the location, Nick, and you can have your army on reserve there. So it has to be an area that can actually hold your soldiers, which I think is 100, right? On reserve. So you just move them to there, and then you're good. They can stay in reserve. Or you can mobilize your army, which costs you a lot of money, of course, and you could have them be active participants in this. It's up to you.
I think we'll mobilize.
You want them to be there, not just nearby, but 100% at the ready?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to come to a conclusion on this. Okay. I'm going to give you the bad news. This is a full month thing. So
yeah.
that means... So I mean, because obviously they have a week of doing their other responsibilities, so a full month generally is 3 weeks. That way you don't lose your person. So it's 3 weeks of paying for the military. How much does that army cost when it's active for 3 weeks?
He can't wait for cold dying arrows, I assume.
I mean, I have my own smith.
Yeah.
So technically, I don't think I would have to wait. But
Yeah, it's just that's a more matter of RP. He doesn't actually have to wait for it or anything. If he chose to wait for it, then you would give him a bonus to the check. But then things could go bad while waiting, and all that fun stuff. So, but it's one of those things where if he fails, this becomes a continuous event. So,
which then he could have cold iron arrows
for the next one. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just use on your next kingdom roll. You'll just have somebody take care of it because Jorman's not there. So you're
Jorman can take care of it.
No, Jorman's not there. He left, didn't he?
Yeah, but he can make the arrows.
5.
Oh, wait, right,
so
he's not there. You're
is that going to be?
He's gone.
Is that going to be? Is it 5 per week or is it 5?
So you have 2 consumptions. You're resting and you're active. Your resting is per month. Your active is per week. So it's expensive. Like, unfortunately, armies are very expensive, like cripplingly expensive. The good news is when I finally fill out your map, you're going to see like riches of Eldamar kind of like playing out before you. But unfortunately, you have to tap that mine,
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, I remember that from last time, Joey. I remember.
Yeah, so that's 15 BP. So we're just gonna spend it.
Okay, 15 BP to have your army be active. So that's awesome because that they actually are going to provide a benefit to this. So they're kind of like hiring adventurers without you hiring adventurers. So 16 BP gets you what, plus 10?
Yeah.
Cool. So in this scenario for your 15 BP, I'll allow it to give you a plus 7. Okay. Cool. You're having who take care of this? Karzug?
Yep.
Karzug usually has a plus 6. She doesn't get any bonuses from anything else. There's a plus 6.
She is a general on the field with the army.
Does that provide any mechanical benefits?
I do believe it does. I have to look at the mass combat, but I'm pretty sure it does.
I think that matters for mass combat, like if you're actually doing mass combat, like rolling out the combat. But give me 1 second while you're finishing that up. This is supposed to be formidable, but you're going to have some pretty big rolls. Oh, and sorry, the type of event is stability, which is beneficial for you. So just to check and see what I'm doing as well. Stability is a 4. Karzug is 6, which is a 10 total. Plus you're dealing with, like I said, your because you're paying for your military to be active for that whole time. You have the ashen arrows and whatnot that you're using that whole bit. That gives you 7 more. So you're rolling with a plus 17 against formidable, which is, I believe, a 23. Okay. Yes. I don't think there's any other modifiers involved. So 17 via 23. Also, Snaga did give you a Winnie's 13 minutes ago, but I don't know if you need that for this. I mean, you're rolling a 17 via 23. Like, if you roll a 6, you beat it, you know? Let me know when you're ready to roll it. Huh. Let me know when you're ready to roll 1d20 plus 17.
All right.
Okay. So that's a 27. So you keep finding yourself in this scenario. You need to have a 30 to get critical. So you have to roll luck die and roll a 3 or higher. Unfortunately, you don't get critical. So this is what it comes down to. Your campaign, your tactics here, Karzug leading them on the battlefield, is absolutely successful. It definitely keeps them at bay. It actually stops them from wanting to from wanting them to fight your what's it called? From wanting to continue to attack Kushibashi. It keeps them at bay because these arrows are able to burn them and whatnot. However, it is discovered by, these others that happen to be in the forest. What the hell's his name? Tonscrete and whatnot, that are in the forest. That despite the fact that you're able to successfully keep them at bay, it does seem as though they haven't seen from a distance and kept as quiet and low as possible. They've seen from a distance these peoples being injured, but they don't believe you've even killed one of them. No bodies have ever been found. Their numbers don't seem to be depleting, nothing like that. It seems as though you've successfully kept them at bay, and so Kushibashi most likely will not be dealing with them anymore for the rest of the winter, unless like a random roll or whatever it is triggers something to go wrong, right? But they have not gone away. And so when this information comes back to you, Kushibashi informs you of this. And this is where Karzug says to you, Warlord, this is exactly what I was speaking of. We've been able to keep them at bay. We've put them on the defensive. This can bide us time. We can continue these tactics, though granted, we don't have to have as great of numbers moving forward. Just a small group pelting them as the months roll on will be enough, I believe, to keep them at bay because they know what we're capable of doing should they step forward. But we've got them on the defensive. This might be the opportunity to strike. She'll actually place a hand on your wrist, even in the room with your other advisors around, and say, "But I don't mean with the military. That's too obvious. Warlord, I think this is an opportunity to strike for the warlords. You're small enough and capable enough of a group that if the three of you or whoever you choose to bring with you were to handle this directly, that you'd be able to get in there without them necessarily seeing you coming or preparing a trap or what have you for you. And you could resolve the situation. Who knows? Maybe there's an honor amongst whatever these peoples are. Maybe you could challenge their clan leader. But if they see that the leader of these people is willing to come there and draw their blood, that could be what solves the situation for all winters to come. It's not a decision you need to make now. I'm sure you'll have to sleep on it and take counsel with your allies. There's like a solemnness across the chambers because everybody knows how fucking scary these things are. They are not wimpy creatures by any stretch. You heard of them slaughtering through the Hafue, and they easily would have like rolled through your people. But the utilization of the ash and so on and so forth has been beneficial. And you do know that if you do choose to go in there, you'd have cold iron arrows provided for you by Clan Shado. So he'd be able to show up with quivers full of cold iron arrows so you guys can use them if need be, which is fortunate. But it's something for you, Nick, the PC, to decide on moving forward, right? Whether or not you want to participate in that is up to you. And you
Not
can,
difficult at all. I'll immediately just say send messages to Dentro and Shado. We need to assemble a strike team.
When you say that, you can feel like a firm grip on like the wrist, as like obviously you can like fear is gripping her heart as she's saying this, but there's a difference between being your significant other and being a leader of the clan, and she chose to be the advisor instead of the lover, right? And so there's that moment of fear as you said what she was hoping you wouldn't say, and then she takes her hand back, of course, and obviously whoever is your writing person in your group will immediately start drafting that shit and sending it out to the other clans, and we can handle that moving forward. Send in Tesla as your champion. He has killed thousands in Eldamar already.
That's my indirect Katie.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I don't know if I'm welcome in Eldamar. I feel like there might be bad stuff if I go back.
No, that's probably a good thing. Like bringing you, right? The flaming scourge.
I think I remember like the Fey lady saying, "Never return here again." So
technically, they're in Kuchibashi. Though they're not anymore, unless we have to hunt them down.
Oh, if they're in Kushibachi, that works. I think.
I mean, let's be clear. Kuchibashi's ever growing.
Yeah, but as long as I'm in the area that's agreed upon.
You'll see that. I did that.
Yeah, well, except that I don't think Tessel brags about that. That's kind of a mark of shade.
Sure, but either way, so you guys are going to, I guess prepare yourselves. You can talk to Jake when he comes. He'll be here for next week's session, anyways. All right, cool. Let's get back into your stuff. I think you had one last event there, Steve. Nope, Nick. You had one last event there, Nick. Before we move on. Yep, I have one last one for you. Let me just make sure you have enough advisors that can still handle this shit. Yeah, you do. Cool. Ready for this?
Yep.
Warlord. A group of Karak and Hafue have appeared from the forests, obviously fleeing what's been going on inside there, trying to avoid the wintry beasts that are about. They're led by a larger, older Karak, carrying a quarterstaff with a familiar-looking white wood. Playing music and singing racker. I honestly don't know this word. No idea what this word is.
Googling it?
Yeah, because I literally don't know this word. Hold on, YouTube's taking forever to load. Say the fucking word for me, YouTube. Okay, it's just loaded on youtube.com since you don't want to do it that way.
Raucously.
Raucously?
Raucously.
Raucously. I don't know the word raucously. Never heard that word before. Okay, raucously. Have you either of you ever heard that word before? Raucously?
Raucously, you mean?
Raucously is how the YouTube was pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have heard the word before.
Well, I mean, you're pronouncing it raucously, but the YouTube was pronouncing it raucously. You see how I'm pronouncing the
I
YouTube?
pronounce it raucously. I think that's how I've never heard anyone pronounce it the other way. So.
I mean, I just heard a machine pronounce it that way, and machines are always right. You know what I mean?
No. Let me tell you. No.
Let's see. Alex the Machine Jones is never wrong. Okay? So, and if you're new here, that's 100% not what I think. All right, anyways. Seeming to make creatures that hear their music move faster. They've taken up a temporary residence in our capital city, only recently arrived, and their leader has asked for an audience with you, Warlord, both musical and to make a request that he wishes to reveal after the performance. The Karuk has only asked that we address him as Vonalon. Perhaps some of these strange musicians could be convinced to stay, however, or perhaps they're aware of things in the forest, and they want to avoid it for some time as they make their appearance in our lands. Your counselor, who once again I believe is Daelric, says, showing genuine Gushabashi hospitalities, try to make our lands welcoming, perhaps. Some new friends. Or I should do that as Yoda. You know, showing. Oh, can't do Yoda. Can't do it. Sorry. Solday's not there. No advice. Spy Master. We haven't heard from. Oh, yeah, we did. We heard from Shala before. Shala says, Perhaps some gentle questioning while plying their bellies with food and drink, or perhaps some of them can find some value in having Kajinksi and especially Kushabashi coin in their pockets. There's always word to be heard. It's just a matter of getting those to say it. Your royal enforcer, who is Little B. Little B is actually busy with the campaign going on right now. Little B and your general are both busy, so they can't really offer too much. Your high priest is busy, can't offer too much. Who else might be able to offer you assistance in this? You have Ryan.
There's Ferris.
What?
There's Ferris or Michiko.
Yeah, Ferris would be nodding along with your spy master, liking the idea of, spending some coin to earn some knowledge. I would say that Ryan, I'll have chime in. Perhaps some more stern questioning or interrogation is due. For such a group to appear in our lands, perhaps there is a serious threat beyond even what we know with these winter walking creatures coming from the forest to make them, retreat here. And we should be aware of whatever it is as soon as possible. Were it only these hunters, that'd be one thing. Concern we're actively handling. But if it's another... And then they kind of like let it trail off from there.
Shala, I think you have the right of it this time.
Shala?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I just want to confirm something. Okay. All right. Okay. So Shala will take care of that for you. For Shala to do it, it's actually just a hard check, and it's a loyalty check. So for most people, it's actually could have been harder or less difficult, but for Shala, it's just hard. Shala actually has a +8. Unfortunately, this isn't about misinformation; it's about gathering information, so you don't get to apply that. So 8 + 2 is 10. So you have a +10 v a DC 20. You didn't use your whatchamacallit, did you? No. So you have a Winifred's Wisdom unless you wanted to hold on to it still.
Yeah, I'll use it. So that'll be a +15.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a Winnie's if you need it.
Yeah, I'm using it. Good thing.
All right. You are actually outside of the realm of where you can actually get your critical. So it's simply a success, not a critical success. Shala, give me just a half a tick to read something here real quick, and I'll get back to you. Give me 1 second. Okay, and I just wanted to double check. Get an answer for that real quick. And you used who? Shala? Okay. Okay. All right, awesome. So you end up finding out before they meet with you. So you bring them in. So they meet with you, but not the official meeting. So you bring them in. They do their performances for you, and genuinely, it is Like you throw a little bit of a banquet for them, right? And it's genuinely a good performance. It's one of those things where like, how much am I spending on this food? You know, like I do not want to pay this bar tab. But it actually ends up being a great show with everything that's fucking going on. Like the concerns that you have as a warlord with all the shit, all the pressure as being a warlord coming from all the different sides, and literally it feels like all sides right now. With your significant other, you try to keep it down, but she's literally off of the battlefield handling one of the most dangerous things that you've come across thus far. Like all these situations happening, you have like a lot of pressure. This is a genuinely good performance. One of the ones that's so good, just for a few minutes, it lets you let go of your worries and woes, but not in a way that's like concerning. Like, oh no, I've been charmed. Like, no, it's just genuinely charming. Like it's a really, really good performance. It almost feels otherworldly, like heavenly. It is so good. This is the kind of stuff that you've heard about. People always play up like, oh, my sister sings like the heavens. It's like, no, I heard her. It's like a dying cat. No, this is literally a performance that is breathtaking. Moving on. So while you're enjoying that, obviously you have your spies set to like ask questions, pour a little bit too much wine, snuggle up a little bit, do what they got to do to find out information. You actually do find out that what some of the concerns that are happening is that there is something going on the other side of the forest, on the plains that happen to exist over there, where again, as I had just said, it's not even that late into winter yet. What season is it, Sel?
We are in winter.
Sorry, what month is it? Sorry.
It is. You are doing your role for. It's actually not winter. It's the month before October, so it's September.
September. That's what I thought.
Yeah. It's coming close.
So despite the fact that it's only September, because I thought that's why I was saying it was super early for the winter people. So despite the fact that it's only September, right? Like this is fall. Granted, fall passes quickly, but despite the fact that this is fall, there's already a frost that's been hitting on the plains, so on and so forth, and it's caused a bit of concern. So you find out that that's happening over there, but not too much more. I mean, it's not a critical success, so I can't give you too much more than that. But you know there's concerns happening from over there, so there is something else. You just don't know what it is. Moving on. Eventually, the old orc will come to bring themselves before you to speak with you. So, the orc that you see is. Make sure I get this correct, because I don't want to. Let's see. It said there by a larger, older orc. Cool. Okay. So this is about a 6'3", seems to be an old looking green-skinned half orc, with the top of their chest, like the length of their beard growing to the top of their chest, and you can see like grays inside of their beard. Of course, you can see the hair on their head is grown into like a bun that they pull to the back of their head. They wear a hooded kind of like a hide poncho over sturdy traveler's clothes. You can imagine like jackets, trousers, the kind of things like that you would expect to see for somebody traveling a lot. It doesn't come off as being Eldamar, right? It comes off as being more Kajinxi with like the types of leathers and whatnot they wear. It's less about furs and hides. Anyways, typically, traveling boots and so on and so forth. One of the funny things is the boots maybe look a little bit small for them, but they're making it work. Yay. So you can see that as he stands before you, go ahead and roll me a perception check. That's a sexy roll, sir. Did you want to modify that? Are you happy with your 27?
I'm happy with it.
Okay. So as previously described, they do walk with one of those sticks that we had discussed beforehand, one of those badass sticks, almost like it's a walking staff. One of the things that you notice as they're speaking, and they do speak to you, eventually address you, One of the things that you notice like throughout the night, occasionally when they kind of like look away from others, it almost happens only when they're not making eye contact with anybody in the room. You swear you see like the color of their hair change ever so slightly. Like sometimes like it's a beard, darker in color, but definitely very much into graying. Sometimes you swear, like sometimes gray hair looks a little bluish or looks a little purplish or so on and so forth. You swear there's different hues that are almost like eeping through the color of the hair, right? Anyways, that's kind of like the visuals that you get off the person. They eventually will speak to you. Warlord Narin, the warlord of Clan Kushibashi. It is a pleasure, it is a delight and an honor to meet one of the few clans that have, in fact, that honor in his heart. And he bends low. As he stands up and looks at you, Nick, I have to open your character sheet really quickly. Where the fuck are you? Narin. Okay. As he stands up and looks at you, you can almost feel like he's not just looking at you. It almost feels like he's like looking through you. It's very, I don't know. It almost sends a shiver down your spine with how much he seems to be just the sheer weight of his gaze. So as he looks at you, he says to you, of course, a warlord like you, who is so honorable, he would never break any rules. He would never jeopardize his people or his clan by making the easy choice. Yes.
Yes, not to my knowledge. I always put my people in their overall success first.
When those heavy decisions need be made, you allow your advisors to make the decisions for you. Like any good ruler should. I mean, rules, of course, they need to be put in place, don't they? To help keep people contained. To help bind them to whatever contracts they chose to they agree upon in their lives.
We certainly do have a purpose, and we all live by certain rules. Yes.
Now, are there any contracts as of late that you may have agreed to recently?
I actually don't think I 100% agreed to them. I think I said I had to negotiate or speak with my other clansmen. I don't remember. Did we specifically agree to that?
If you're talking about Red Mongrel, you
Mongrel,
absolutely did.
yeah.
Yeah, you did agree to that one. Mm-hmm.
You
and Densho did.
Yeah, I have made agreements. Yes.
Oh. Any of significance? Any that bear a heavy burden? Potentially even an eternal one?
All agreements bear a heavy burden.
True enough. They blasted, aren't they? Those agreements, they tend to keep you caged, chained down. Even when something better comes along and deeper understanding. That's why I never married, he says and chuckles to himself. A wheezing chuckle. Do you say anything else? Or do you let him speak again?
I have yet to see better options, but I'm not a man I'm not a Karuk who would abandon his word lightly. But Kushibashi comes first.
I'm certainly glad to hear that now. Of your advisors, those that you keep close to you, what's the likelihood any of them would have agreed to contracts that perhaps you're not even aware of. Any that you might even grow suspicious of. He smiles a disarming smile.
My advisors are my family. I would be greatly disturbed by unfounded accusations, even more so by the confirmation. But I'm not really a man of mincing words.
I agree. No, I'm in agreement with you. Too much talk. Too much agreement. Can we agree on a simple thing? Truth, simple and honest. Let the cards fall where they may. Or sorry, let the dice fall where they may. We agree on this?
Sure.
And truth uncovered as is necessary. We agree on that as well.
I reserve the right to not answer, but yes.
Then, Warlord, I believe you and I are of a similar mindset, a similar thinking, despite your reputation being one that suggests a rigidness, a course following of rule and law. I sense in you much more keen truth to that. You appreciate law and the power that it gives you, but you're not so rigid as to only follow that to every moment. And this I find charming of you. I'm looking for something, or more accurately someone. My request, Warlord, is that I'm allowed to conduct my search in an invasive but not harmful way amongst you and your advisors and your clan to ensure that this individual is not around. I assure you, you do not want them here, for they are not them, but instead an it, a creature not of this world, but one far more sinister, where an understanding, an agreement, or a contract cannot be broken, and what is bargained has more gravity than I think you may ever understand.
You may search my land and my people, but only my land and my people. Those who are not of Kushabashi will be of no concern while you're in my land.
Are you referring to the refugees?
No. I will not have political incidents while you enjoy your stay.
And there's those rules and contracts getting in the way. I understand what you're saying, and I agree to these terms. For the most part.
Yes, well, let's ensure your flexibleness does not have us cross paths. And I'll do the best to ensure mine as well.
Well, crossing paths is the very first thing we must do. And with that, he will actually kind of like tap the staff on the ground and say a couple of words in a language you're not familiar with. And then, Nick, I'm going to have you roll me a will save.
Oh, bad move, buddy.
Oh, that's not good. That is not my best move.
You only have a +5, Will.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that result, sir?
Can I luck it?
I mean, yeah, of course you can.
Do you want to luck it? You want to take my luck?
Yeah, I do.
Wow. 15.
Okay.
It probably doesn't make it. If it's in
Unfortunately, it doesn't make it. So he used detect thoughts, and so he's
Oh,
able to
shit.
detect all of your
Oh, fuck.
wonderful surface thoughts you have about this individual, which I imagine they're not like, I want to fucking kill this, but you can imagine it's the suspicions, the concerns, like what is he doing, so on and so forth. But you don't know your surface thoughts are being detected. This isn't a deep plunge. It's like a simple surface thought.
Mhm.
So kind of like searching through it. And he simply says to you, now, you personally haven't seen anything too strange lately, have you?
What you mean, like crystal insects, like crawling out of the ground?
True.
I will agree. There has been some strange stories that have come out of these lands as of late. So perhaps that is a poor question to ask, and I'll ask a more directed one. There's a smell of brimstone, sulfur. Does this bear any weight on you? And so he searches your surface thoughts to see if anything like that does exist. And you do remember somebody smelling like fire and brimstone and whatnot not too long ago. To be fair, though, he lives in a volcano.
Yeah.
Who did he meet? Me? What are you talking about? I don't think I smell like fire and brimstone all the time.
I mean, you live in a fucking volcano. You're going to smell like farts.
I mean, that's like, we're not there all the time. We're like going in and out. But okay.
So he says, he asks that question. I don't know how you want to answer it before he speaks again.
I'll say I had smelled brimstone.
In any way that would bring you concern. You
Everyone
immediately
brings me
think of the,
concern.
yeah, I was gonna say you immediately think of the concerns of how, like, I imagine in your mind you see like almost like an anime version of Tessel, just kind of like flopping about, like fucking up everything inside of a room.
I'm very agile, okay?
Yes,
Just
you're very
imagine the
nimble
scenes
while
that
your
go-
crown lights my drapes on fire.
That wasn't, listen, that's not my fault, but okay. I don't take responsibility for it.
You're
Anyways,
literally a walking chandelier. I just
Hey, I'm
no,
a chandelier when I want.
he's Lumiere, right?
oh yes. Please, so be my guest.
Awesome. And Jake is just Chip. So anyways, you he says what his last kind of pointed question in this direction. He says, these warlords, the reputation is that you are very close to them. Tell me, what do you think of them? And then you give your response, but he didn't really give a fuck what you thought of Clan Densho. He actually gave more a fuck of what you thought of Clan Shadow. And he reads through your mind, and then he says, Warlord, I appreciate your granting me my request. I will let you know what I know in a few days' time. And then unless there's anything else you want, Nick, he'll go back to enjoying the party.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
Cool. So let's allow this to finish up for you. He's actually going to return to you in a few days. And he's going to say, Warlord, I have heard stories of stories, rumors of rumors, but have discovered nothing that brings any concerns or signs that transpire here in your clan. I want you to be assured that what I seek is not here, and that your people are well enough.
Well, that is comforting news.
I had told you, as was previously discussed, there was an arrangement we had made. I was allowed to make one request. I wish to alter that arrangement. I have a second request to make.
I will attempt to exercise my flexibility.
Perfect. My second request is for me to make another request.
What a fucking, oh shit.
Your request.
I wish a warm introduction to Warlord Varix of Clan Densho. His reputation suggests that he would not be so welcoming of someone investigating his people.
I actually think you would have no issue with Clan Dencho. In fact, they are a fan of festivity and dancing. In fact, we can instruct you in the Dencho ritual dance that we have so very much seen.
Oh my god.
And this would be a great, of great enjoyment to your parents.
I'll take you up on that offer if you're the one willing to give me the lessons.
I'm not that specific.
Not
So anyways, nods and says, and so we agree. You will provide for me a warm introduction to Warlord Varric, and even give me lessons in the dance.
Yes. And then what am I getting out of this equitable exchange?
He says, a hearty appreciation from someone who deeply cares about the well-being of Clan Kushibashi.
I'm sure that appreciation will be cultivated.
He smiles on front. He smiles for a second and says, "What was it that you'd like in exchange for your introduction?"
Torn my lands, perform for my people.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Said torn my lands and perform for my people.
He nods and says, "Agreed. Not me, myself, my people. They will stay here. They will provide an uplifting melody, an experience like your people have never had before. This winter will be known throughout the ages as a time of joy and celebration. Of course, before war and chaos steals the tale." And he kind of gives you like a knowing smile and a deep bow that suggests that he's leaving. And unless you say anything else,
nope.
He will turn and leave to take his lessons for Clan Densho, which he'll take from you, and Jake will deal with when next time he has it or whatever. But he'll leave behind people that will provide for you a bonus to loyalty. I will say, Nick, that they are going to provide for you. I have to get for the clickety clackities what it is that they provide. Give me 1 second. Nope. 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 All these bad things. Nope. 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 Wow. All that stuff is bad stuff. All right. Where's your good one? So I would say that they will provide for you. One more second to finish up. I don't think you have any of that. Let me just double check you. Nope. You do not have any of that. Oh, you know what else he'll do? Do you want him to perform throughout your lands or perform for your military?
Throughout the lands.
Okay. Then I will say he'll provide a for the rest of winter, a +4 to loyalty. You seem to be getting very quiet. Just like this past 10 minutes or so, you're like really quiet, like almost like, and it's biting off the end of your words.
Probably because my headset's dying. I gotta switch out my earbuds.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So, anyways, that answers that one. You get the +4 for the rest of winter. So you can put it under temporary event, loyalty, and you can just write for winter, and then we're good to go there. So we know what the hell's going on. All right, and I think that finishes you off, right? So you have the creatures that you're fighting, and now you and the rest of the PCs are going to go and fight those creatures that are out there. You have that was taken care of. You had the fuck. What else was there? So many of them. Oh, the druid magic being unlocked for you, which is really exciting. As well as you're going to get your information about what's up over here. I think that's pretty much it, right? Oh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All right, cool. Last things for you, sir, so you can finally finish your round. I think you just had to roll your random event.
Yes. And we're at a 25% chance. Joey, why don't you take that roll, and we'll say low is bad.
It's only 25% chance. That's pretty solid.
Nice.
Low is bad, so no event. You are ready to avoid it. That goes up to a 75% chance. Cool. Able to avoid it. Nice. 69. Oi. All right. That's
Correct.
okay, cool. So you're making her level 2 druid, level 3 ranger. You're converting her.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because like obviously the 8 up is going to go over. Joey, my suggestion to this, the best way to do it is to actually fully build her out as a level 2 druid before you apply on the ranger stuff. It's like, in my opinion, it's almost worth it to build the character 3 different times, you know, like in a different campaign, and then just port it in. That way, as it's needed, you just kind of like delete one, replace the other, delete one, replace, rather than trying to change it on the one character sheet where you're going to forget like a million aspects. So it's almost like you want to finish out what they're like as a level 5 druid and then like work backwards from there. That's like the better way, in my opinion. By the way, conversions, I've done them before. So much fun. All right. I think it's everything for you, Nick. The last thing you wanted to do was the Isolde thing, which was to do the test on Tonscrete. And we'll do that as part of the druidic magic thing that transpires. So that's good news. And next month, you're going to want to make sure you build that shrine on the water to handle that other creature. Seems like you're having all sorts of otherworldly creatures hanging about. That's so much fun.
Yes, I was planning on having money next round, but doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, actually, I want you to give me 1 second while I finish things up and we move over to Cell, which I don't remember where we are with Cell. Are we just starting a new one? I have no fucking...
Yeah, new turn.
Oh, cool. Are we skipping Jake's at all, or is it like literally it's supposed to be you next?
It is skipping Jake's. Because Jake
gotcha.
would be after Nick.
Oh. That's right. I forgot that that's an ability. How do I play this out? Because I had that other thing was supposed to be a gift for. He would say one last thing to you before he, like, after he's done with like learning about your about Clandensho, and you like set him up with what are they called? Emissaries or whatever to travel with him to go to Clandensho, because obviously you're not going to go yourself. While he was doing that, he was also taking time periodically because he couldn't fucking sit still learning a dance every day. He couldn't sit still, so he like move about a bunch. Travel up north with the minstrels and whatnot a little bit, but then eventually he goes to leave. Before he leaves, he ends up leaving behind something. So it's literally like, this is the disturbing part. It's in your bedroom, and none of your servants put it there. So, you know, that's fun. Anyways, what's discovered when you go inside there, you go into your chamber, and there's literally
Is it the mayor's boxer shorts? Sorry, we talked about starting earlier.
So you there's literally a book, a tome, sitting on your bed. And it has in there, and you can tell by the handwriting from previous correspondence or whatever with this individual, whoever this orc is. You got his name before. That it's his handwriting. And he says, "A little something I found sitting around the libraries of Vok. Thought you might like it." And there's a book that's sitting there. Who is your most arcane understanding person? Like, who's the person that can identify that kind of shit?
Ryan.
Okay. Can you actually cast Identify or anything like that, or no? You're going to want to open up his character sheet. Okay. That's funny. I was literally playing out another one. Literally, this is me playing out the other one from last week. I don't think from you, though. I already started the one from you. The one from... Who was it? Xylamos or Snake? Let me look.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an alchemist, so I don't know. Can't stick it.
Who was it last week that did it? Snake. It was Snake. Cool. Oh, what did you say, sir?
Ryan, but he's an alchemist, so
Does he have the ability to do it?
I have no idea. It's not on.
Okay. Let me look it up. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? No. So he says it gets to roll twice and keep the higher of the two. Cool. And that applies to knowledge, linguistics, and spellcraft checks, which is awesome. So spellcraft for him. Sorry, knowledge arcana for him. Oh, you guys can't even see it in chat. You know, this is the first roll and the second roll. Huh, one higher. He's got a 35. Okay, give me half a tick here. Make sure I get the number right. And it is going to be, that is, I think, what you want. Yes. So, he actually discovers for you, let's gotta make sure it's what it's called. There we go. That's what it's called. So he goes, Warlord, this tome, it is powerful indeed. I began to read it to understand it, but as I read it, I can literally feel its magics emanating off of it. This is no ordinary tome. There is legends that speak of the power of this tome. And it is one that not only should it be read, but it should be kept. This tome has the ability to awaken one's mind, to have a deeper understanding, conversationally with others, to understand what it is that moves them, how it is to sway them to one's opinion. Reading this book is no small endeavor. It's exhausting and time-consuming. But once completed, the rewards are immediate and immensely fruitful. But moreover, Warlord, legends of these tomes, as you can see with its age, suggests that the magic itself is immediately taken from it when you read it, and that's when it's most vulnerable. When it can literally be burned, same as any other old book, like kindling. But as the years roll on, its magic slowly returns, its durability slowly returns, and after a century's time, its magic reaches its peak again, wherein another may choose to read it, or even the same individual should they live that long. And they will continue to gain more insight from it.
I see. So it's how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah, it's a tome of leadership and influence.
Oh,
+2.
it's a national treasure right there. To figure out the best way to use that.
What's the item again?
Tome of leadership and influence +2.
Leadership and influence.
You don't know what that is? Oh boy,
No, I don't-
you
I
are
don't-
still new to D&D.
No, I
Those
just
things
don't
are
know.
things that you don't that, like a manual of
I know what those
uh,
are.
Bodily
yeah,
health
same
or
thing.
whatever.
I don't know
Yeah,
all
bodily
of the random books you can read for stat bonuses. +2. Oh man, that would be great on Tassel.
It's great on everybody. It's literally how you run a nation.
Well, no, but my class features rely on charisma.
So does it Nyx.
Does he?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
cavalier.
What
As a
uses
charisma class.
I actually don't know. What?
All of their class features.
I'm basically a low magic paladin.
I
could
don't know.
also-
You should probably just read it. All right.
I could also give it to Karza, which
What's her charisma?
not what it should be for a general. That's
No,
But
but what
let's-
is it? If it wouldn't hit 16, it wouldn't be worth it. You know?
Where is she? Hold on.
I think
I
it
don't-
would
Where's
I give her a
Karza?
headband +2.
Yeah, she started off with bad charisma. Unfortunately, like that was one of those things where we're like, fuck. It was one of the reasons why we didn't change her class. Anyway, so yeah, she currently has a 14 because of a headband, right? So that
Then-
would make
So this
her.
would bring her to 60.
I would let her use it because then she could get a +1 to leadership bonus because 16 charisma is when you get that.
But
Plus
that
one
would
to
bring her
leadership
to-
bonus? What are you talking about?
Because 16 charisma gives you a +1 to your leadership bonus when you're leading an army.
Oh yes, I understand what you're saying. You're talking about like literally mass combat. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually
your leadership bonus.
I think that
So-
allows her to field more armies as well.
Yeah, one more army.
Well, I'll have to think about this.
That's probably the best take because you shouldn't be always leading. Well, you don't want to lead every army always. Yeah, you might want to spread the love a bit, right? Make her a better commander.
Giving me that +2 to charisma would give me my first +18 stat.
first 18 stat. Yeah, first +4.
Yeah, but that gives you like a +1 times per day on a certain couple of abilities.
Plus all my social skill checks.
Well,
yeah,
not-
+1 to
not-
those.
Not to mention, does Karza use charisma or wisdom as her score for being a general? Does that mean
She's
charisma
just-
or strength? I think she just use strength, right? So that does not affect her leadership as like a leader of the nation. For Nick,
Oh,
for
what's her
Narin, it
strength
would
is?
increase your loyalty
Oh,
and
yeah.
stability each by 1. For her,
I-
it would not increase that.
What do you mean charisma?
But it's
Do you have
also
the-
like
my-
it's also
right?
like your significant other. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Hey, get that 18, Nick. All right, do it.
I'm
Like
gonna
he's
have to
thinking,
think
he's
about it.
thinking more than just him. He's thinking about like it's a significant. Imagine if the person you married could like actually get funnier.
14 charisma is a pretty
Right?
goddamn good
Like,
charisma.
let's say for instance you enjoy your wife singing just because it's your wife, but it's not good. But then like she reads a book and all of a sudden she actually is a good singer. You're like, oh, there's some wins on this. There's some non-mechanical wins on that.
I mean, Yeah, I don't know. I think a +1 to your leadership bonus is pretty strong. That's all.
Sure. No. There's definitely benefits both ways. I'll have to think about it.
Because
Maybe
I think
I'll
that
throw it.
point
I'll
she'd
throw it to a vote in the Kuchabashi, in the Clan Kuchi chat, maybe in Discord.
True. That's a good option.
So you're not 100%. You want to make it a something for them to kind of like vote on.
Yeah. Either me or Karzan.
I mean, it makes sense. Like if you gave it to yourself, so not yourself, to your spouse or whatever it is, and it stays in your library, and then your grandchild or great grandchild in a century's time would take it. Like that's usually how it works, right? Like once you have something like that, it's generational equity, right? Like it makes sure that there's a
someone can get +2 charisma down the line somewhere at some point.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you could also give it to Tessel or Varix and like, hey, I read this. You know, you guys can fight over it. And in like a century or so, you could choose who gets it next.
Does it actually come back?
100%. Yep. As long as it's not destroyed.
Okay, it just doesn't say in the description. That's all.
Yeah. They regain their power. So granted, that's a bit of extra lore outside of what it says in Pathfinder, but there is a whole bunch of lore behind it. Yeah.
That's like from D&D.
Steve, if it's a tie, we're gonna die.
Okay, cool. So either way, Nick, does that conclude everything for you?
I think that does. Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, even though I just played out 2 of them for you, there is a third. I'm trying to think of how I can play this out. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Stel.
No, I mean, it's fine.
Trying to think how to do this.
You know, to make it up, Scott, you could finally show off the Tesla art.
I never got Tesla art.
Yes, you did. It's in what? It's. I could ping you your message in the chat.
So the what's it called?
I'm doing it right now.
I know how I can do it now. Sorry. Okay, it just took me a moment. A letter comes back to you, Varix. Trying to think of what I want it to be, because it has to be a considerable. Has to be worth that, right? So, let's give me 1 second. Fuck. Yeah. So a letter comes back to you, Varix, from Tonskri and what's her name again? Sorry, Naren. Thank you. From Isolde and Tonskri again. Warlord, as our previous reports told you, we are continuing to hide from the creatures as they lurk through the hunters as they lurk through the forests. But we continue to find locations of considerable value as well. Places where we're definitely going to want to explore deeper and see what riches can be drawn from the forests, albeit in a respectful and regenerative manner. But we also came across another ruins. More value that's here. This ruins is an old, lost outpost, destroyed beyond any means that would be able to be recovered easily. But within it, we find wealth, riches, a considerable amount of it as well. I suggest that you come and investigate the situation yourself. I say this not because I wish to lure you into the forest for no reason, but it seems as though they are guarded. Should you come and unveil them, I think you'll be happy with what you find. And then, like one of the things that you see, like in the letter, will be like a gold coin with an old, kind of like symboling on it that you're not familiar with. Not familiar with. Yes, you haven't encountered that yet. Yeah. That's what I'll say. So there's a location in the forest that have considerable amount of wealth, but when you go and fight the other things, you'll just go and collect it there yourself. Okay? Cool. Awesome. All right. I think I'm done with you, Nick. Done. No mas. Cool.
Want to take
Yeah.
a short break?
Yeah, why? You need one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Be right back, everybody.
Want to clean up